Darkstar's informed me that we need to do some grinding because of rough stuff that's coming up in the 17-hour epilogue. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of here. Hey Yukipo, how's it going? No reason to go outside, so I'm just gonna crash. Hopefully we get a rainy day. If I need to farm for golden hands, I guess I can check the weather report. Driver San Francisco. Interesting. Yeah, just like me as a teenager. That's because all your social stats are maxed, right, Yukibo? Snow counts as rain. Oh, okay. So, but it doesn't count as rain for the beef bowl. I know, right? Left you to be exact. Thanks. Oh, really, Serp? Interesting. It's interesting that there's that big of a difference in playstyle between characters. That's true. Off-topic conversations. Feel free to bring up whatever interests you. So I don't have to walk there like some kind of caveman. I can just pop into town automatically. Turns out that Twitch's approach to providing subscriber lists to streamers is really dumb. Like, they send you a CSV file with very limited information in it. You don't have a lot of ways to reach out to subs directly. Probably because, like, you know, it's intended for people that have 5,800 subs, like the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds guy, that aren't really interested in offering sub-by-sub rewards like we have with Subblock. But we'll work with it. Letting yourself want the SNES Classic. I know, right? If we could even be sure that you could potentially get one, I'd be down to get excited about it, but after the NES Classic had like one run and was bought up by a bunch of scalpers, basically, it brings me great sadness.
I was called out here. What's going on?
That's cool. That the cover system's unique to the Smuggler, isn't it? Yeah. Polar Brewski and Nodovan were talking about that, Spiky, the lack of AoE.
Well then, shall we get going?
And Kiwi. Giving it another try now that there's a story jump potion. Nodovan made in about 3 hours as much progress as it took Polar Brewski and Kiwi 2 months to get to, so I think it's probably the right choice for them. It's too bad that it costs money, but what are you gonna do? How am I doing on number of personas equipped? Too many. Okay. That's a neat thing to make unique to a class. I like that. I haven't really seen a game do that before. Satan, Skadatch. Yeah, okay. I don't care about any of them, do I? Or kind of, but... Clear up some space. It seems nice, but am I going to use it is the question. There is no doubt. Complain about it on the internet. Gotcha. I think we'll be starting maybe halfway through the stream tomorrow. I should make sure I've tested Guild Republic for that. Yeah, I'm honestly kind of okay with them getting rid of the incentive to do the, you know, Kami-style speed pulls. It feels like you're brute forcing the content, which maybe you want to do when you're running the same dungeon for the 50th time, but Sometimes like the statistically correct thing to do is also the least interesting thing to do, and games that find some way to use mechanics to disincentivize you or make it no longer the statistically correct thing, like fatigue or stress system in a game like XCOM or Darkest Dungeon. Different classes can. That's cool. I guess World 1. The highest level enemies on the bottom floor of World like 2 or 3 or something. So snow doesn't count as rain, the beef bowl is concerned, but you're saying that it does for Golden Hands, I guess? Oh, seriously? Come on, slow down, buddy. There we go. Oh, fantastic.
Ooh, a rare one. Don't let it get away.
I wonder why they do that. I might be able to solo this one, we'll see. That's the one I want. I don't have Matarga though. Character building.
What? More of them? Gee!
It's my party and I'll die if I want to. Exactly.
You're on a roll, Senpai. Two defeated.
It's a bummer without actual Tsukikaja. If this misses, he's gonna run. Oh, he's gonna run anyway. Of course. I don't know. Darkstar said I need to grind, so of course we'll use Shadow Inbox.
Oh, be careful. Light's no good on this. Start.
Lightning's fine.
Fire.
Lightning's
4
fine.
of them. You need
Just
to thin them out.
It's very interesting to me that they let you, like, they don't remember your last party configuration. That happened in Persona 3 as well. I didn't really conceive of the reason for that. Sort of like the whole registering personas thing. You could use them. Although that's at least a feature that they would have to put effort into implementing, right? Alright, bigger song. Sweet. That's good. How much money should be my target so I can do this as little as possible? It did. Interesting. I just speed through all of the text here because the game has conditioned me to do that. $74,000. Well, I think if you want to do solo challenge runs, you just never put anyone in your party in the first place, right? Isn't that how that works? Then it just remembers that you were solo. Hey, Yahan, how you doing? Happy Thursday. It's not quite Friday for you yet, right? $300,000. Okay. I don't want to have to do this again, so we'll call it 300,000. Should this be the last time I ever need to grind? Friday in all the important places. Kind of a bummer that this zone is one of the least interesting songs for dungeon exploration. I was kind of getting used to each dungeon having a really cool, unique song. Just the melody's kind of cool. This is the big pre-generated level, right? Where you're not supposed to fight anything. Normally, probably you're fine now that we defeated Adachi. Oh yeah, is there an extra boss? That might be nice. Same wavelength. Why? What does the heaven boss provide? Alright.
Ooh, a rare one. Don't
That's
let
the
it get away.
dream. Need them to not run. Dragon Hustle, 150 SP. Brad. Okay.
Come on! Take it!
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
3 enemies left. You can win this.
No, yeah, I don't want to destroy my eggplant stock. Kid Icarus up in this bitch. Character, that's fine. That sucks. This could have used her turn to remove that. And then a better use of my turn there.
Hey, Senpai! Quick, someone heal her!
Ow, counter. Forgot what you were about to do.
Guys, Senpai's really hurt. Persona!
Probably should have waited another turn, if in fact low health. Oh, wow. So she hits comparably hard to the main character now. That's pretty rad. Unexpected. Growth 2.
You've become even more dependable. I leveled up! I gained a level. It's
Yeah.
time.
Baby, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Etc. Etc. Swoon. Stairs have been located. Yeah.
That enemy's... Win... This one's a gimme. You hit...
All right, leave this.
Oh, are you serious?
Down?
Yes. Yes, I am. What do you think this is, bud?
Two enemies... Hurricane!
Trouble to swap back. No money. You don't get significant money from these. I'm just trying to get more loot to sell at the store later.
My level has
Presumably still worth doing to some extent. Cardica. Do we confirm that this should be the last time I ever need to grind in this game? Getting us 300,000 yen. Thank goodness. Just so I know, what do I need the money for? Is there some upgrade that I'm going to need to have or something? I think I fought enough of these guys before.
Oh, it's weak to physical attack.
Physical, eh?
2 enemies down. It's weak to ice.
Weak to ice.
You hit the enemy's weakness. Come on! Whoa, Chie-senpai.
Oh,
That's
fantastic.
defeated.
Okay.
Persona!
Enemy down.
I'm
Precisely.
Yeah, that would be frustrating to get partway through that and lose progress due to insufficient money. Lazy movie night. Oh, there's a time limit. Brilliant. Oh, you mean like the number of days? Okay. You couldn't like leave and go heal. H. John Benjamin is a character in the first season of Master of None, and he has this great bit where he's talking about how great it is to just like lazy watch movies with his wife all the time. It's the voice of Archer, who looks nothing like Archer. I think they did at least one Archer episode making fun of that. Great. Or Marie dies? Can I just let her die and still get to the rest of the epilogue crap? Shit. Voice of Bob as well, that's true.
Be careful. There's an enemy immune to light. Chie-senpai, your defense is down. Yeah.
It's fine, and on purpose.
You can win this.
Fire.
Let's go!
Other ones weak to ice. These roads are in such disrepair.
Down. Great move.
Keep
Now,
at it.
Yeah, the exact same voice, they're nothing alike.
Hit its weakness.
He doesn't even really, like, perform terribly differently between the two of them, which is funny.
Enemy down.
Shit.
Okay, understood.
I guess you could get lost forever in a spooky TV world.
Persona!
That's great, senpai. You really get me going.
I think that's the fire one, right? Yeah,
Like-
good. Lucky me.
Persona.
H. John Benjamin's only voice is H. John Benjamin. It's a good voice, though. I don't, but okay. Hey, that's nice.
All right, senpai.
I'm sure it gives us something really beneficial. It's like doing Emerald Weapon, which I actually attempted when I played Final Fantasy VII, so before I change my approach. Yeah. It's cool. It's like getting the Eagles, right? We throw the ring into Mount Doom. I do not have an easy way. Can I do like go back to previous floor? I can. Fantastic. No, I only saw the Hobbit trilogy once. Did they like expand on the Eagles at all in that? I know that they appear in the book, but the book version of the Battle of the Five Armies, spoilers for the Hobbit, but Bilbo basically gets knocked out and then wakes up after it's over. Darkstar said that snow counts as rain, but it doesn't count as rain elsewhere, so she's gonna die, but it's okay.
3 of them. Don't give up
I'm
now.
willing to
Okay?
sacrifice her for this.
You can win this. Just don't.
Shooting against lightning.
Persona!
Enemy down. Nice move, Senpai. You hit the enemy's weakness. All
That's a
right,
bummer.
keep it up.
Now I get to go again. Very nice.
Ready?
Ready, set.
Three more on the enemy side. Keep it up.
Haven't fought either of these.
You can
Spastic
win
turret
this, but not by using ice.
against fire.
Wow, it's puny.
Strong against everything. Rad. Bet they blow up too. So they have last resort.
Come on! Take
Alright, strong against everything.
It's weak to
Weak
fire.
against fire. I know, right?
Gimme.
Persona!
Super rude. If you didn't have the Risa's skill
Hang in there, now.
that showed us their scan results, that would have been the last thing I would have tried.
Enemy down.
Perfect! Leave this to me!
Yeah, actually, I'm down with that. You're gonna suck, but you're gonna knock it down at least.
What a clean.
Oh, it has like no hit points. Okay.
Showtime. Are you ready? No escape. Yeah, go, go, go.
Should see Lord of the Rings. It's a solid movie trilogy. Like, I was a big fan of the books. I was one of those nerds who was mad that
I'm with you.
the Lord of the Rings movies weren't closer to the books. This is before I got to my current mode of media consumption, which is to say that if you're going to adapt something, you know, strict adaptation is usually worse because there's something fundamentally different about film versus writing. Anyway, though, the Lord of the Rings movies are just good. They're good movies. Like, beyond just the source material being pretty decent, the way they characterize everybody, the scenes are well shot, there's some great quotable meme lines. The closest thing I can think of to that is the original Star Wars trilogy, which Propagable also hasn't seen. Another reason why Propagable needs to be banned. Add it to the list. Yeah, I was so mad about Tom Bombadil. Like, as an adult now, I look back and I'm like, no, they were probably correct to cut Tom Bombadil. I like Tom Bombadil and he serves a purpose to the plot, and I was the kind of person that could have written, you know, 6 paragraphs on what a
It's weak.
tragedy is that there's no Tom Bombadil in that movie, but
Physical.
I understand.
Come on.
Fight.
Enemy defeated. That's the
You
spirit.
live on Future Island.
Physical attack.
Sorry. It just tickles me.
Just 2 left. Come on. This
Sure.
fight's not
Oh
over.
man, it's like one of those. What was the deal with Tom Bombadil? You don't know what you've just asked. You don't know the door you've just opened. Don't tempt me, Frodo.
Finish this one off!
Cannot offer me this ring.
Hit the pedals.
Tom Bombadil is this really interesting character. It's this weird subplot that happens about a third of the way into Fellowship of the Ring. One of the first, like, not boring things that happens in that book. He's this weird, like, Fey spirit kind of guy. Like, he's immune to the influence of the One Ring, which is really surprising. I got a Medea Rahan card. That's cool. I don't think I'll need it. And he just does this weird shit. He rescues the hobbits from these Barrow White monsters. I guess there's more lore with the Barrow White monsters. the ring doesn't turn him invisible or do anything to him, and he's not tempted by it. So for a long time, people speculated that Tom Bombadil was like the earthly incarnation of Iru, the like, you know, head deity, Zeus equivalent, even more so than a Zeus equivalent. Like the Lord of the Rings universe is basically monotheistic, with Iru as its leader, and the other gods is basically super powerful angels, the Valar and the Maiar. Yeah, and I think that Tolkien was actually asked that directly, and the voice of God was that no, Tom Bombadil is not Iru, but it didn't stop people from thinking he was. His jacket was bright blue, that's all you need to know. His boots yellow. One of my favorite clips ever, oh god, what's his name? He played Green Goblin's son in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. He's friends with Seth Rogen. Can't remember his name. Anyway, he was on Stephen Colbert's show, and he was extremely stoned. And he said something to Stephen Colbert like, you know, I hear that you're supposedly a Tolkien nerd. Well, name for me just one of the Valar. And Colbert just schools him. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite videos on the internet. James Franco, that's it. Let me see if I can find it. Name just one of the Valar. Come into my house. Yeah, it's the best. If you've never seen this video before, I highly recommend it. That's true. You're right.
You can win this.
Word of God only works so well. Death of the author, etc., etc. Yeah, no, it absolutely needed to be cut from the movie. I was furious about it when I was a younger person, but
You can win this.
as neat and flavorful as it is, it did not need to be there at all.
Persona. There.
Great. Okay. Eggplant. Nope. What? Who's an eggplant? I like killing authors as much as I like killing children. No.
That was nice, GA-senpai.
Nice
Looking
form,
good.
GA-senpai.
Megiddo-la-on. Kaboom! I'm never going to use Kinky, but the growth paying off.
Have been honed. It's level up time.
What's wrong with the timer? Oh, did it get reset? I guess I didn't save it.
You look
Hold
hurt
on, I
pretty
can fix
bad.
that. Thanks, sir. Yeah, I went through and updated all my timers today, but I think when I was updating the rhyme timer, I forgot to hit save. I can correct it previously. Life split crashed. G723. It's 28. Now it's rhyme time. Man, that takes me back. That's more like it. Yeah, good looking out. Not backseating, but looking out. Emotes are submitted, by the way. I think that the FAQ says to expect a response in like a week or two, so I don't think we'll hear back for a while. They've got a giant queue from all the affiliates submitting. Special thanks to Yukipo for making super rad emotes in like a few hours from asking for feedback on it. We are able to change the emotes later if we get a different idea that maybe works better, but I think that they're both great. And then hopefully we'll see if Twitch alters their, like, it would make sense for them to offer additional emote slots to affiliates at different, like, subscriber tiers, so if and when that happens, we'll have other ones we'll be able to add later. Yeah, no, those aren't the emote strings I'm going to use. Unfortunately, the prefix MARSTEE is preset by Twitch. It's simply the first 6 letters of my name, and I can't change it. That is infuriating. Just really unfortunate that it ends on that. I would prefer it to be MAR or MARS. It's probably going to be MARSTE Palm, PAWM. This is as short as I can get it. And MARSTE Ben, and that'll just be it. Yeah, that's what it is. I'll share what the actual emotes are once they're approved. Oh, do you see them pending propagable? I was gonna put the L in there for Palm, but I figured I wanted to be as few characters as possible, and that's easy enough to remember, so. They don't have an explicit plan for it. I mean, my soft plan is after everybody finishes converting over from Patreon to Twitch, and after we've had those subscribers for like 3 months, I might try applying for partnership again. I'm hopeful that let's go back to the previous floor. Hopeful that having those numbers native to Twitch will factor into the auto reject algorithm, and maybe it won't. Yeah, I can see it's a more conventional RPG than Persona. They could have made this place feel really evil. It would have been cool. No, that's cool. It shows the image and everything, even though it's pending. Thanks, prop. That's cool. Neato. There are no golden hands in here, man. He says, immediately discovering a golden hand.
Ooh, a rare one. Don't let it get away.
Oh, right on. Huh. That's interesting that it shows it while it's still pending. Oh, soreness. I did that the other day. I was like, has anyone ever done that? Hurts.
Won't work. Got anything else?
Nice. Okay. Complain to get results, man.
3 of them. Don't give
Dude,
up now,
I
okay?
get so uncomfortable complaining, even when it's correct for me to complain. Like this whole situation with the air conditioning, which I think is actually fixed today. Get hype. It's been like 2 months. That's totally a situation where not only is it correct for me to complain, I kind of have to be an ass to get what I want, and I'm so uncomfortable with it.
You can win this.
Hellfire. Alright.
Persona!
The solution is whiskey. What is Agniastra? Is that a... What's that from?
Gee, Senpai! Quick, someone heal her!
Yes, yes.
Enemy defeated. You're off to a good start. Persona!
Chipe. So, gross trigger warning, I guess. This is an AC story that's it's pretty gnarly. So you might want to mute it if you don't want to hear it. If you imagine our house, there's a return air on the first floor, and that's supposed to pull warm air. Oh, cool. I don't think I can use that because of the persona I have equipped, so it's not worth taking it. Let's see what new cards we do. There's a return air on the first floor, and the idea is that it's supposed to draw in warm air from the house, and then it gets pumped outside and pumped over a condenser. Helps to blow cool air into the house in its place. and the return air is supposed to connect via a vent up to the HVAC closet, which is on the second floor. It's a 3-story, narrow but tall condo that our house is. We went into the wall and we found out that it wasn't actually connected via ducting to the HVAC closet. There's just kind of a duct that went down and then stopped, and was just trying to suck air generally from the space in between the walls. Sailor Dan described it as trying to drink something out of a straw and having the straw be this far away from your face. Anyway, so they're like, okay, well, we need to fix that. So they why don't we, instead of having the return air be on the ground, let's move it into your ceiling on the first floor and just connect it via ducting. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's try that. So they went to go open up the ceiling, and here's the gross part. A couple rat carcasses that were long dead from the previous owners, and a ton of rat shit fell on the poor contract guy Caesar's face. The previous owners and the property inspection had divulged that they had a rodent problem, and that part of fixing it, they had installed this UV light in the HVAC closet. And I was like, that's weird. But I guess the reason they installed an UV light in the HVAC closet was it purifies the air from all the rats that were living in the vent system. And keeping that from redistributing through the house. But it was so hard for me to be legitimately pissed at the HVAC contractors for taking so long to diagnose and fix our problem, when they just dealt with a bunch of dead rats from 3 years ago and rat shit falling in their face. It's on the one hand, I really appreciate you doing that, because I wouldn't have wanted to do that in a million years, but 200k should be good enough. Alright, I'll kill one more golden hand, get on with our lives. I know, right, Sornus? It's so hard to balance, sometimes, you need to be mad at a company is another problem, and the representative of that company is the person on the phone. So you need to, it's really hard to separate being mad at their institution, being mad at the person you're talking to. Retribution for their sloppy work. Yeah, home ownership hype is exactly right. Yeah, if you're someone who right now is renting and you're like, man, I'm kind of jealous. I kind of wish I had a house and was creating value or whatever the fuck people tell you need to do.
Ooh, a rare one. Don't let it get
Right.
away.
They do that and then they immediately escape, right? And they get a preemptive strike. Motherfucker.
Don't think. Feel.
It's a bummer. I think I've heard Chia say that before. Anyway, if you're renting and you're like, man, I wish I had a house, it's like the difference between the happiness of having a kid and the happiness of not having a kid ever. Different kinds of happy. No, I saw that. I said I'm gonna try to do one more golden hand before we leave because I'm at 193 right now. Yeah, there you go. That's the kind of thing you don't expect to need to worry about, right? You might say, oh, why don't they just wear protective gear or something? New architecture building, she got an office, it's always super hot. Even in midwinter. Each time I came up with the office, she had 2 heat output vents. Not one output, one return. Oh wow, yeah, that could make sense. You don't have a return, how's that supposed to work? What they ultimately did is they put that return up in the ceiling, which seems to be helping, and they also put a return on the second floor, which is where the stream office is. Because I guess what was happening was the bottom floor was actually cooling okay, the AC was working down there, but that's where the return air vent was. So the system is trying to pull air from the house. It's pulling freezing cold air from downstairs. It's passing that over the condenser coil, and then the coil's freezing. And then it's dripping everywhere, which is just fantastic. Let's flip which floor we're on, right? Because this one's annoying to run through. So by having another return upstairs, which is where I'm on the second floor, this is where the stream office is. It's at least pulling hot air in, which should hopefully melt any condensation that's on the coils. This should be our last golden hand if it doesn't be a dick. Anger at the system to represent. Anger at the representative from this performance and persistence due to not getting what you need yet. The third one is the hardest one for me, propagable. I can show, like, supernatural patience. I put all my points into it at character creations. Joke. Far charge.
3 enemies left. You can win this.
Junior designer, 1-3 years experience, and a BFA. Entry level, must have 5 years experience. It's such a shitty situation. Really? Interesting.
You can win this. Just don't use light on
Strong against fire. Just guard on her turn, I guess. Isn't she immune to light? I don't remember. An internship that wanted 2 years experience. It's depressing, dude.
Someone finish it off.
Yeah, you want a temp worker in some internship.
You're on a roll, Senpai. 2 defeated.
This guy's weak against lightning.
Persona!
Enemy down.
Understood.
Sailor Dan was trying to put a bid on a house in Los Alamos, so the housing market here is crazy because they can't build anything. We're surrounded on all sides by either reservation land, you can't build anything. See how much money that gets me, roll 8. Pretty good. And we're finally done, thank goodness. Just be born 15 years early. Easy. Exactly, Spiky. We've got reservation land or government land or land they're using for the lab, so they can't build anywhere. And I guess that it's gotten so competitive, let's see what the cat whisker does, that people just waive everything at closing. So like he lost out his bid on the house to someone else who made the same bid, but said that they were willing to waive the cost of an appraisal. Or just waive having an appraisal. They said we will not have an appraisal as a back out. So it's like something really bad could happen to the house, and they're just willing to deal with that. It's insane. Cat Whisker raises evasion rate to magic attacks. How significant of an evasion rate increase is that? I tend to prefer damage reduction to evasion increases. I don't like things that are chance-based. Go home. Get out of here. More of this shit. How many times the average annual income is the average price? That's a good question. The average income? I would say 2 to 2.5. I don't know if that means anything. Three times chance to dodge. Okay. 3 times some base chance. Book of the Void. What the hell is that? I didn't even look it up. Really? The median income is 118? Wow, do not make that much. Ooh. I have 2 of those. Shit, I kind of have to give that to the main character. It's basically a ribbon, right? What status effect is excluded from that list? Yeah, there's a lot of, like, level 6 transcendent scientists who live here who make, like, $400,000, so they bump that average. And they're the ones who are willing to buy a house and waive the appraisal because they don't care. Yeah, what is it in Santa Fe for comparison, University? Santa Fe or even like Hispaniola? Median, wow. Holy shit, Propagable. That's crazy. Everybody just rent? Jiminy G's. Medium family income in New Mexico is 43,000. That's a bit more than I was making at Chase. Which animal is used in place of the rabbit? Jeez, I guess it doesn't matter, but... Thought I was gonna get a lucky Western question here. It's a cat, apparently. Yeah, she can remove everyone else's status effects. I like her having the extra SP, but... $30K. Yeah, that sounds right for Espanola. Espanola is a kind of depressed town that's 30 minutes from Los Alamos. It's about as close to Los Alamos as you can get. It's definitely the closest non-metro Los Alamos location. Andrew and I drive down there for Taco Bell because there's not one in town proper. Practice building. A lot of people who live in Los Alamos drive up and work at the lab.
Yeah.
Over half rent. Oh, you don't even have renter protections. Interesting. Need to wake up in the morning and immediately go back to sleep, right? That's the dream. I've made enough friends. I think it's an interesting, like, somewhat perverse incentive there where you're like extremely charismatic early in the school year, and at the end you're just so tired that you're just like, I'm just gonna sleep every day. Yeah, IRL. I know, right? I still need to post your comments, Spiky. I'll see if I can find the pod where you said it. To think about. Man, doesn't it reflect something that we have an abbreviation for kill myself? See, people just say that often. Oh god, thanks, Teddy.
I've been waiting forever and ever. Now, come in. Give me one of those, honey, I'm home.
This
kisses.
is replacing Nanako, by the way.
Oh, don't be so shy. Smoochy. Come on, please.
Give him all you got.
My pheromones are too powerful. I came on too strong. Stop, break, cut. It's all a mistake. Today's the day Nana-chan comes back, so I've been practicing hard to greet her. Oh, I know. Sensei, what does it mean to glomp
Show him
somebody?
what you got.
I found that in one of Yosuke's books, and I'm pretty sure it's romantic.
Well, she won't ever do that, Propagable. That's exactly what I mean.
All right, Sensei. I knew I could count on you. Oh, it's a bear hug. I can do that. My heart's beating so fast. I feel like I'm being swept away.
What the hell are you two doing?
Like, was it Yowie?
Big bro,
Yuri? Yowie
I'm
bait?
home. Oh, Teddy's here too.
Nana-chan, you're all better.
Easy there, Nanako. You don't want to get hurt again.
Prop.
Nuh-uh. The doctor said I'm all better.
Well, she's
Suddenly
been
in
so
a-
strong this whole time.
Chuck
Who am I to
Tingle
argue?
novel over here.
I owe you a lot for this, so I've gotten us a fancy dinner for tonight.
Look, we bought sushi, and it says premium on the package. That means it's super fancy. I I call the Harame and Kohara.
What are Harame and Kohata?
Okay, well, I was able to say hello to Nana-chan, so I guess I'll be going now.
You're going home already?
Let's write the
Now that
doujinshi
you're
for
home,
you.
Sensei won't be lonely anymore, so...
What kind of sushi
Plus,
is it?
I'm not a family member.
That's right, you're not a family member, Teddy. We're an interdimensional shadow
So I can
perv.
stay here?
You're Big Bro's friend and my friend. Friends can stay here. Right, Dad?
Don't worry about it. It's just sushi. We're celebrating today.
Pops, I'm such a lucky bear.
White flesh bottom dwelling horizontally oriented fish. Okay.
Wow, it's shinier than usual.
It did cost a pretty penny. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Big Bro, I love sushi. It's so
I very much do
good.
not. Same here, Sardis. No, thank you.
Shoot. I forgot to ask them not to put wasabi on it.
It's been kind of cool to like
Here,
say,
Nanako, I'll scrape yours off.
I don't want that in
Which
that
do you
room.
want?
Knock a hole in the wall or something, but
Maybe we should have split it into separate
it's not
portions
worth
first.
the hassle.
It's so good, so good, so good.
Homeownership is for you. Owning things that improve them. I'm talking about physical objects. Willing to do some, like as soon as we start dealing with liquids or like gels, viscous materials of any kind, I start to be less interested in interacting with them. So like I enjoyed building my computer, except for putting on the thermal paste. That was the worst part for me. Yeah, I hear that prop. IKEA furniture. I can do furniture okay, that can be fun. Ordering assembly stuff, a bit like Legos. It's very much a function of like, what is the worst case scenario? That's what drives my willingness or enthusiasm about doing something like that. You know, if the worst case scenario is that you destroy the thing that you purchased, I probably have zero enthusiasm to do it.
Yeah.
That makes sense, Sornus.
Senpai.
It is nice knowing that like a stranger is not going to walk into my house on any given day for no apparent reason, which is something you have to deal with as a renter. And they'll often give you a reason and notice, but
The hell?
Nani? Let's hurry. Yes, sir. Yeah. Sounds like you're just bad at empathy. You need to work with someone who's good at empathy so you can learn to empathize. I was having a discussion with Polar Brucey this morning about the challenge of removing classes from Final Fantasy XIV and just having jobs. If you haven't played FF14, They still have all the classes from the original release of the game from the developer who hated Final Fantasy and didn't want things to be called Black Mage and White Mage and the like. Wanted to be Thaumaturge and Conjurer and that stupid shit. And Brewski's like, well, why don't they just Control F replace all of them? And I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, I do hate video guides. Every time I'm looking up the steps to do something and someone's like, yo, what's up? I think that's Propagable's sound effect.
No, why don't they just
why don't they
Pokemon
just add
tracking
PvP
class,
make
new good cards?
Why don't
all
they
the more? I love
just
the process. Make the game simultaneously hardcore and they just do things how I want.
You sense his trust in me, Daddy. Rank 3, wow. Yeah, we just have not hung out with Kanji, which is too bad because he's a cool character. But in case you are in the same boat and you're like, why don't they just Control F replace all of it? Just to give you an example, and this is the one that I think convinced Brewski, because of his looks. Oh, I told you? You play house instead of catch, or go to home ec instead of PE. What Kanji? So remember, they don't address that longer. Oh, shit, I got someone at my door. I'll be right back, guys. Anyway, the argument I gave for why you can't just Control F it is just imagine, for example, that there are cutscenes where an event in the cutscene progresses after a certain amount of dialogue has transpired.
Welcome home, big.
What if changing the word, gladiator to paladin causes that text to scroll after an additional, like it requires an additional screen of dialogue to scroll, and that breaks all of the event triggers in the rest of the cutscene? That's just like one thing that you'd have to test for. It would be a nightmare. There's just a new title you get at 30, yeah. And a thing you have to equip, but otherwise don't really care about. I'm looking forward to when Brewski and Kiwi get their job crystals, which immediately removes all the skills from your hotbar. And you have to put them all back on there because they're treated differently. Oh my god, Brewski. That's serious, yep. Because it's technically a different class.
Ready, everyone?
You switch back to Marauder. You can still be a Marauder, even though there's no reason to be a Marauder instead of a Warrior.
Welcome back, Nanako-chan.
Thank goodness you got better.
Thank you. I feel great now. I can go home and live like normal.
Serp's line last time, I had the dialogue after Nanako, and it was like, you should be dead. Most of it was grinding with effects, just getting some money for the next section.
Yeah, I can go to school and help out around the house like I always do.
Right.
I think you're even more energetic than
Instead of
before.
actions.
Man, am I glad you're okay. When you went missing, I swear that was the most scared I've ever been. Plus,
I yelled a lot.
I don't really remember what happened. I'm sorry.
I know, right, Propagable?
Nanako-chan. Yosuke, you need to practice not sticking your foot in your mouth. I mean, seriously.
sorry.
You can't blame her for not remembering.
It was the same for us. Besides, it's better that she forget.
Personal projects, unpaid work.
Nanako-chan is better now, and that's all that matters.
I would
yeah,
argue
the
that that's a
Jiba-san
function of their relevance
Dad,
to the
he went to
job
work
you're
today.
applying for.
We'd just be bothering him if we asked him to come
Like,
here.
if you can give a
We're supposed
convincing
to be
reason how it
celebrating,
was
not having him
valuable
buy us lunch,
to
because
the
I'm
job
sure that's what he'd
requirements, I would put it on there. At least if I would be
Nanako-chan,
personally.
aren't you bored just sitting and talking here?
Like, I would put
No,
Twitch
it's
streaming on my
fun being with
resume if, you
everyone.
know, shit hits the
There's
fan.
plenty of snacks, too.
Andrea takes me up on my standing offer
Nana-chan,
for her
let's
to
go see
quit her
all the
job
food
and
tasting
me to take care of
stands.
her instead.
The kind ladies will cook you
But I'd apply to her
anything
new
you
job.
want
I would
right in
put
front of
Twitch
you.
streaming on there and make
No,
it
they don't.
apply.
I know they're always yelling at you.
What about tag then? You run around and then these scary guys come after you. It's so thrilling.
That's store security. Heck, your whole idea of fun is just pissing people off. And no running.
That'd be
That's
fun to
wise.
play hide
Yeah,
and seek
that
and
makes sense
store
too,
this
Yukipo. No, because I would be in the same situation,
Hide and
right?
seek.
If I had to go re-enter the workforce, I would have like a 3-year gap for Twitch if I didn't put it on there.
Big
So
bro, did you come find me? Wait, that's Nanako-chan? Do you remember?
I could do that propagable, yeah.
Not really. But I remember everyone coming for me. You were all cool,
Mhm.
like those heroes on TV.
Nana-chan. I was able to become Nana-chan's hero.
Don't cry, Ted. I'm allergic to people who cry.
I see. You remember.
I see.
Then let's do it for reals. Juness hide and seek.
Really?
Is that okay?
We still have time before the special announcements. Plus, there's
I
no
imagine
need to
looking
run
for
and
art
hide and seek.
positions.
see.
If I tell my
see.
manager,
I
I'm sure
see.
he'll let us use the electronic
see.
station.
I see.
That's my boss.
There's a general
I'll be ready
expectation
for
that you'll
you
be
when you write
using,
your
you'll be doing some
apology.
contract work, right, Yukipo?
If I get permission, then I won't have to write one.
This is so exciting! Nanako-chan, which part do you want to do first?
Both. All right, winner gets meat.
I know,
Why
propagable.
are
It's
you
the
betting?
fucking
None of this makes sense.
the Raiders of the Lost Ark question. I think the game would be fundamentally the same if Teddy didn't exist. And in place of Teddy, there was just a pile of glasses. Why not both?
You're back.
Nana-chan's home now, right? Alright. Rad. We can't have a precious moment with Nanako anymore, though, because our friendship meter is maxed out. Soul food. Rita soda. You can buy Amrita sodas at the store, can't you? If that's an SP recovery item that's not a full recovery, I might want it. I don't remember though. It's not. Okay, it looks like it is. Let's do the soul food combo. Yeah. As far as like interpersonal stuff, you could easily cut in from the game without any major effect. They could have also made a character that didn't suck.
Yo.
That'd be nice. The rest of the cast is pretty good. I mean, I like Kanji. I like Risa. I like Yukiko. I like Chie. I like Naoto a lot. Yosuke is annoying, but he's actually a good character compared to Teddy. He's just realistically flawed teenage male. Would you compare to like Persona 3 where Mitsuru I didn't like, Fuka I didn't like, Ken I didn't like, Shinji was okay, Akihiko was a little bit too dramatic. I actually do prefer the protagonist in this game. It's interesting that there's even a difference when the protagonist is silent, but you can be a much nicer person in this game where you're generally an uncaring dick in Persona 3. There's no reason to ride around anymore, shit. I guess I could go into town and see if Yukiko's there instead of just leaving. I've been forgetting to check that. Nope. Did he? He died protecting a child, right? They were so close. The child would also be dead if Jesus had more than one bullet. Fucking budget Jesus, man. Yes, yes. Come on, Yukiko. Big money. Fuck. Oh, now he shows up. I shouldn't have started his social link. I wonder if they share a slaughter. If he's not on the list, he just isn't there at all in the first place. So you're home. Go home from school and sleep every day. It's a great new future we live in. That's her social link. So the Marie social link is the same in this game, except in Golden it triggers this thing we're doing now, I guess. Margaret, right? Margaret. Yo. What have you found? Closing in on her location. Alright. The internet has something to do with their lost memories. Oh my god. CQC Jesus. You know, often it's a good idea to go into the battlefield with more than one bullet. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to finish Metal Gear Solid 3 next week. We'll start 4 after that, which will be effectively blind for me. I don't know. I must have closed red? Snow mixes with the red sand of the Saharas. Is that really a thing? Huh. Never heard of that before. Yeah, same here, Propagable. I guess other than 5. Marie just wasn't in vanilla at all? Oh, man. When does the Steam sale end? I've been too busy to check it out. I feel like I ought to. July 5th. Okay, so I have time. And it's the new Steam sale model where it's just everything's on sale at once for the duration. They don't do like flash deals anymore or anything like that. On the one hand, I kind of liked the flash deals. On the other hand, I'm kind of glad that they're gone. It's the MMO quality of life problem, right? I might try to turn in those prize stickers, if I remember. Yeah, I should probably look at stuff that's on that list. That's like in the sub-block list or in my priority wish list. Shit, overpressed. I need to reconnect my controller in a second. Ori and the Blind Forest is an amazing game. I can't recommend it enough. Have I gotten all of her skills? What's her last one? Naoto scooter skills. I have all of her elements. Fufudine. Myriad arrows. Tetraja. Because I'm not doing anything else, I may as well. Let's go to a hot spring. Yeah. I'm waiting for the next generation of VR, I think, before I buy it. She has a pretty stylish coat. Anything you know about FF9 going in? No, I think you can play that game without knowing anything. You do a pretty good job with it. I'm kind of bummed the way they changed gifting on Steam. How does that work for gifts that were already in a gift inventory? Is there like a legacy inventory? Basically, whenever I get a gift on Steam, whenever I buy a game that I know I'm not going to play immediately, I always register it as a gift. So I can transfer it later if I have to. And I won't move it out of there until I choose to play it. Yosuke. For rotating through friends, Yukiko should be very soon, at least. You can't put things in a gift inventory anymore. When you buy it, you have to decide who to give it to immediately. You can schedule it to transfer in the future, but you can't hold it indefinitely anymore. Rotated now enough times that I should have seen Yukiko. Something might be funky. That's good. Sure, happy to.
Thank you.
I'm home.
Sup?
Welcome home.
Don't overdo it. Let's all work ourselves to death. Family. Sentence using leaf and forest. By purposely leaving important evidence out in the open, it makes it harder to find. That's a scary example. I see.
Yeah.
Yay! I don't need to be closer to them. We're at our maximum friendship level. Zombie child. Still really like Nanako. Tanaka Wizard's Mark. I don't know what that does, but it sounds cool. The Wizard's Mark. Let's no eggplants. Yeah, right. Mad at the system. I'm not the representative of the system. She's the poor person I got on the phone, right? No, I'm doing that right now. Getting the same anxiety of buying home shopping network things and not having the money I apparently need to pay the fox as a tax to explore the next dungeon. Oh, no new armor. I could sell some of the extra accessories that I'm not using. There's a shit ton of them. Not a lot. Everything I'm comfortable with selling, so I could sell all of these. I want to hold on to the Auto Tarakaja one though. Double that with a downgrade. Gaia sword I'm not going to use anymore. There we go. Back to 200k. Now let's go send in the prize stickers and we'll go back home. Rare combo. You can hardly wait for it to arrive. You don't know me? Snowflakes falling on your face. Arithmetic. Don't just tell her. Pluses and minuses. Yeah, PEMDAS, man. Let's let Nanako solve. Yeah, Dad, I need to do it. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Yeah. I haven't heard Harvey in a while. Everything we covered all year, wow. Come on, big money, you could go. Scooter mission. Gigabytes. Oh man, if there's a question I know the answer to, it's that one. Wow. Okay, that's an R they did the math question. How much money would you need to have in your checking account in order to need petabytes to describe the amount of money in there? It's a very, very, very large number. You learn Bedmoss? Yeah, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Brackets, okay. And you guys do division before multiplication? Does that ever actually matter? Interesting. I think there's one for the planets too. I don't remember what it was. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Bummer.
Oh, welcome back.
Study? No, we're not studying. Right. Unlike addition subtraction. Bummer's not a planet. I know it's not. Didn't see her. It was fucking Kanji. That time it was Risa. My very educated mother just served us 9. 9 what? Just served us nothing. Here we go. It's the millennial planet mnemonic. Dream that you are comforting a crying mouth.
Yo!
Sup? Music is Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge and Face, right? For the treble clef, anyway. Just served us 9. There's the 9 of us. Didn't remember other good ones. I think there's a good one for resistors. Or white, weren't they? Limestone. $2 to the 50 cents. Now, that's to describe the amount. So I think that's what because she said, she didn't say I want to have a petabyte worth of money. She said I want to have so much money in my checking account that you need petabytes of data to describe how much is in there. Thanks, this Eric. Welcome. Does that amount of money even exist? So I think the amount that I'm referring to is even more extreme, right? Because we can write 2 to the 50. This is like Graham's number size, I think. Great number file video on Graham's number. Also, if you haven't watched Number File, I urge you to check him out. Check them out. It's a cool channel. Wizard's Mark. There you go. That's fair. Wizard's Mark, 7 SP, start of the wearer's turn, not worth it. Probably should just Google what it did. Expensive. Movies. Oh my god. The way Teddy texts. Great. Yeah. Alright. Last test you take at school. Man, what is the deal? I have not seen Yukiko any day, and I've rotated through every other party member. Maybe it, like, forced a plot event on the day that I was supposed to see her? Belphegor. That sounds familiar. What is it, sir? Can you explain? The last test you take ever. Not worth the accessory slot if it's competing against like plus 30% SP or immunity to status effects. So I could take that and dump Heat Riser since Chia has party-wide Heat Riser, which is very expensive, but I like having her as an option. She doesn't have power charge, so myriad arrows is less good, so I'll pass it for now. Prime palindrome consisting of a 1 followed by 13 zeros, then 666, 13 more zeros, and another 1. Is that the entire palindrome? That's pretty awesome. I like the name Belphegor's Prime.
Welcome.
I bet that was on number file at some point. It seems the kind of thing they would cover. I think my favorite number file video is about the Enigma machine and like how they cracked it. US gives high scores in intelligence tests, kills those who fail. It's a little on the nose. Yeah. What have you learned? I have located her. Gives me a little more time to make preparations. Okay. 31 numbers long. Nice. Yeah, I feel like dystopian premises are difficult to land. Have you ever been on the, was it the young adult novel Twitter? Let me see if I can find it in a second here. Come on, Yukiko. Hey! First try. Get that mind charge. I don't know what I'm going to swap for it though. I like almost all of her other abilities. Maybe Agidine and just have her have AoE fire. Okay. Probably Diarahan actually. Like Salvation, it's more expensive, but SP is of no object here, so we'll keep Salvation as our main healing. What a shocker, Propagable.
You're back.
Yeah, dystopian young adult novel. It's the Twitter account. Best. Apologize for the link I'm getting it from. You'll have to scroll through to see some of the best ones. I'm not sure if there's a way to sort people's tweets by like the most likes or something, but that would be the best possible situation. Hey D-Rock! What is grooving, my friend? How are you doing? I think my point is it's really hard to do dystopian stories without them being like extremely tropey to a fault, very predictable, extremely preachy. Like it absolutely can be done. Some of my favorite stories are in a dystopian setting, but right. Something for my life class. Okay. Life environment studies. Is it home ec, I guess? Oh, okay. When I wash dishes, they get clean. It makes dinner taste good. When dinner tastes good, everyone smiles, so I like washing dishes. You fucking tell him, Nanako. I didn't know that's how she saw things. proud of her. Hi.
Thank you.
No problem. Well, I think one of the issues is that Brave New World and 1984 kind of set the stage for all of those tropes, right? Like, I don't know if those two books could be written today and be taken as seriously. Kind of like if you watch Black Mirror. Black Mirror is a great show. There's an episode really early on about like this weird reputation-focused society where people have to, you know, do exercise bikes to power things, and it's so over the top and cheesy that it doesn't really work. It's true, yeah. I guess I mean that you're likely to have bad execution, or... I think it's probably the cheesiest one that I've seen, Yukiko. The one where everybody has cameras in their eyes, I thought that was pretty genius. Because it was an interesting exploration of like what would actually happen here. What are the natural consequences in the narrative? Suppose some technology or suppose some rule, what happens? Whereas the reputation one seemed to work backwards. Like, what's our message? Let's try to create a setting that backs up that message, you know? Suck the HVAC, I closed my door and the kitties can't get in. Let me go again. Ben, Marty. Kitties. Hi, Ben. Are you so soft and furry? I believe the answer is yes. We're playing Persona for about another 30 minutes before we start Subblock. I'll probably switch over a little early to make sure we don't drift too far.
Oh.
Yeah, things seem fine on the surface. There's this underlying unsettling sense of things not being right. So like a game that pulled that off, I thought, was Bioshock Infinite in the beginning, and it gets more intense after that, but that's kind of the tone that I want from dystopia. I totally agree, Propagule. Right. The Giver's another good one, right? The Giver seems kind of nice, and you don't even realize they made a movie out of that, right? How do you do that? There's like a fundamental twist in The Giver that does not translate to film at all, I don't think. Gradual ramping up of events, different from discovering bad things happening. Yes, you do, D-Rock. I'm going to be reaching out to everybody who resubscribed with Twitch this weekend. I have to wait for Patreon to bill. Beta. Okay, we did that one earlier. Was attendance logs, wasn't it? Yeah, I'll shoot you a Discord DM with details once I have it set back up, D-Rock. Yeah, Inside's a good one too. That's a good point. Drink name means berry demon, so geez, I don't know. I'll look it up. Toso. Half-Life 2 as well. I mean, it's clearly something's bad, but you don't see it all right away. I think it was this one, ganglioneuralgia. Portal. The first time you go behind the test chambers in Portal. Oh, that's cool. They turned that question backwards. First jack-o'-lanterns were, it was turnips, right? I think I picked watermelons. I think turnips were big enough. They were white. Titanium white. What get mixed in with snow in Europe that causes it to turn red? Sahara Desert sand, apparently. Human blood. I think Serp and Yahan can confirm. You guys have blood snow all the time. It's got to be a very specific area where they get that red snow effect. I'm worried too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know. Have you ever seen red sand before, Yahan? Not red sand, red snow. There's a question saying that in Europe it often snows red because the snow mixes with sand from the Sahara Desert. Yeah, Death Note. It's good. There's a good story, yeah, where like half of people are on their side and half are against it.
Too! Is this really your first time snowboarding?
Just gotta keep your balance, right?
Whoa!
Senpai! You're too fast!
You're just like, I don't want to go skiing because I don't want to die. I'm
You
breaking
gotta
the
open
bones.
up your stance. Do you get it?
Oh, it's unfamiliar, Spiky.
It's easier said than... Huh?
Whoa! Damn, that hurt.
Oh, so sorry! Sorry.
You owe me a date!
You won't win!
Since 1839. If only. Sharing the time with your friends.
We've been
Oh
down
man,
this
they went to
slope
the
a
trouble of
bunch
getting the
times
new
now.
portraits.
Hey, what do you think of my snowboarding skills? I bet you're head over heels with them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Open coat.
but only because we were falling down all the
Overalls.
time. Teddy kept crashing into me.
It's not fair that Kanji gets to keep skiing with Naochan. I'm completely against one-on-one personal lessons.
So you were doing it on purpose, you bastard!
You guys are completely ignoring my lines, huh?
So this was your first time skiing, Naoto-kun? How
Is
was
this
it?
golden exclusive?
I can barely even stand upright. Kanji-kun is teaching me, but it's not going as I'd hoped. I keep going in the wrong direction or falling over without warning. I hope I do a little better tomorrow.
You don't look it, but you really don't like losing, do you? Should we go up one more time?
What? I'm too tired. My legs are giving out on me.
My fur's all frozen too. I feel like Frosty the Snow Bear.
We've got tomorrow too, so let's call
Bloody
it a day.
snow, but not red
You
sand
hungry,
snow.
Chie?
I didn't even notice it until now. I'm super hungry. What are we having for dinner at the lodge?
I think
pretty stoked about it,
Cooked
D-Rock.
in non-regional style. That
See if we
non-regional
can
part
set
caught
up
my
like a
attention.
co-streaming thing for
So,
us
it's
to
a
watch it with
non-style
Hapax
style?
and Mando.
What is that supposed to taste like?
I think you would only call it
I think
something
there's some
like that if you
services that
weren't
do
all
that. I don't
that
think it works with
confident about your
HBO Go
food.
though.
I doubt the chefs would appreciate hearing that from you guys.
That's so mean.
It was supposed to be back 3 months ago, but they moved it from early April to July.
I wasn't
Cut the number of
yelling.
episodes down.
And that cake was only good because Naoto helped you.
That's not true. It was thanks to the cookbook.
I don't care which it was. And you guys should have been using a cookbook in the first place.
There's something more important at hand right now. Soul is a fish, right? What about some real meat? Meat!
How much of a carnivore are you?
I don't think I saw any real meat dishes on the menu.
No beef? Or pork? Or even chicken?
She's got a point. And considering how much we've been skiing, I could use something with a lot of protein.
Neat.
Mito.
Has the day finally come that you all want a little taste of Teddy?
No, we'd never do that. Bear meat is pretty gamey after all.
You're so cruel, Yuki-chan.
Hibachi's pretty good. Like Texas Roadhouse, New York Strip. Not the best steak I've ever had, but it's the optimal cost to quality ratio I've had for a restaurant
We saw
steak.
these college girls while we were having dinner.
Lamb's really good.
He was gonna hold out in the bath until they showed
Good
up.
Euro.
Sheesh, what's he up to now?
You say that, but I bet you wish you were there with him right now, don't you?
What? That's the worst. Wouldn't you rather spend time with us? I mean, me rather than people like
It's
that?
a really
Senpai?
good like South
Dude,
Indian
how
vegan
awesome is it that
restaurant
we
in
all get to
Columbus
stay
called
overnight
Banana
like
Leaf
this?
that
And
had
it's co-ed.
had this meat
So
substitute
why don't
thing that
we-
was some of the best food I've ever
No.
had. I
didn't
wasn't expecting to
suggest
like
anything
it.
Yet.
Sorry.
At the time.
Were you gonna say play cards?
I was a picky eater. It was really, really good.
Why don't we go night
It's like
skiing?
Indian street
I've
food
always been impressed by people who
that you
can
would
do
buy
that.
from a cart or a vendor.
Then we'd have to take another bath afterwards. Honestly,
So they
I'm
can
already
find
exhausted from
their menu.
snowboarding all day.
Then why don't we do what people usually do when they get together at night?
Tell ghost stories.
I don't know. Isn't that usually a summer thing?
Yeah, I think I'll have to disagree too.
Huh? Could it be that you're actually scared of ghost stories?
Stuff like in those stories actually happens in the mountains. That one time during shooting was enough for me.
What? Stop it!
Oh, our inn has a lot of spooky stuff, too. Once, we asked a customer how he liked his room, and he said the restroom was too dark. But his room didn't have one.
Spooky.
And sometimes when you take pictures in that room during Obon, they don't come out right.
What is Obon?
Whoa, that's
I've
pretty
heard of that before.
creepy.
Oh, and I heard that Hanua are occasionally found in the mountains around here. They say this entire area could have been a grave site long ago.
Folklore has little valid scientific evidence, but is a result of cultural significance and strong story elements.
Oh, god damn it.
Any ancient burial ground is likely just the site of a temple. So,
You're scared too?
yes.
Character assassination.
This is starting to get pretty good. How are you in scary stories?
It's pretty good, D-Rock.
Oh, so you got any special stories of your own up your
Once
sleeve?
there was a group of Japanese teenagers.
I'm having no part of this! I'm plugging my ears!
Would it be scarier to only hear bits and pieces of stories like
This is
that?
the menu I was talking about.
Shut
Basically,
up,
everything that's in
Morangi. Why
the
are you pushing
Chot's
so hard for us to tell
appetizers
ghost
list
stories?
You stop
is
calling
like
me that,
some of the
damn it.
best food I've ever had. Super savory, no actual meat in
Well,
it.
I'll start off then.
If you ever find a restaurant that does something
Her
like
stories
that,
are
I
off
highly
the
recommend you
charts
try it.
creepy. let's see. It was over 3 years ago. A friend of mine in middle school told me this. It seems his sister went to a pretty prestigious private school, but she ended up running
It's
with
fair,
the wrong crowd.
Propagable.
Supposedly,
You raise a
she
good
and a
point.
bunch of other girls were bullying another girl in their class. He said that she'd come home every night and laugh over the phone with her friends about the kid they were harassing. One day, she suddenly came home with a pale face. Ever since then, she started locking herself up in her room. No matter how much he asked what was going on, she'd completely
The
ignore him.
slow zoom during this.
He could hear her mumbling. She'd keep saying to herself, "It's my turn next." My friend got worried, so he went to ask his sister's friends what was going on. But it turns out, all her friends had passed out for mysterious reasons and had been taken to the hospital. He was so scared that he didn't know what to do. That night, at around 11:30, suddenly his sister started screaming in her room. He ran into her room, and she was covering her ears and repeating, "She's calling me! I can hear her!" But my friend couldn't hear anything, and soon, his sister rushed out of the house. The next morning, she was found unconscious outside the school gates, just like her friends had been. In the end, she was taken to the hospital and recovered.
I mean, 17-hour epilogue, sir. I don't know what I was expecting.
It seems the girl they were bullying was dead. They said that the girl must have become a spirit that haunted them one by one.
That's impossible. Your story is full of inconsistencies. Wait, but I think I've actually read a police report like that.
That's not denying it. You're supporting it.
Wait, did she die? I think she turned up okay.
Yeah. Every
Well, that doesn't
mechanical
matter.
improvement
It
in
wasn't bad
Golden
for a
from what you
leadoff,
guys have
right?
said is in
Well,
this
you're
and isn't in the
next.
original
What do
seems
you
like
have in
it's an
mind?
improvement. I don't think there's anything negative mechanically. I can't do this.
You're gonna do this to us too?
So
Sounds
spooky.
realistic when you tell it.
So? And then?
It's kind of fun to tell an entire story.
Ooh, one time at the inn there was this.
Zip it! What was that? I heard something. I heard something just now.
It was a thing falling over,
That was
probably some skis.
Unusual.
It's just our imaginations.
Sometimes I like
Keep
that
going.
though. I'm a big
If it
fan
just
of
ended here, that'd be even scarier.
things being left unsaid and left up to imagination. I got nothing. Back to
Whoa,
Igor.
that's freaky. Something about a nose that long?
Because I said long.
Oh shit! Something just went past me!
I told you I didn't want to do this.
Here we
Why
go.
didn't you listen to me? Someone get the lights on. I can't take this anymore. Hurry.
Hang on. Where's the switch?
It was Teddy.
How dare you?
I mean, he's like a
to think
literal
you're eating all the snacks
hell ghost.
while I'm gone. I'm gonna curse you.
He's a friendly,
Get it?
pervy hell ghost. But
Yeah, let's finish him off.
I'm sorry, Teddy. Only people have human rights.
Babes, what's come over you? Why are you so mad at me?
So it was Teddy. Damn it, he freaked us all out.
He bears a bub. If only they followed through on it.
All right, time to hit the snow.
Someone's full of energy. You guys were up talking all last night, too.
How do you know about that? Don't tell me
It's no surprise that they heard you, considering how loud you were. I told you over and over the walls were thin.
Murder him like you murdered
that's
pacing, right?
I thought he might have been peeping.
Trying to think of another story
We were
that's
talking
had
about some pretty risque stuff in there.
that much of
Sorry,
a
Kanji. Did you get a
pacing
nosebleed
issue.
all over your pillow?
Shut up. We want to listen to you hens clucking all night anyway.
Okami kind of has that problem, but
I think
it
I
ramps
would.
back up pretty quickly.
Just a little.
I may have done a little
They'll murder
listening.
him like they've murdered
I
Nanako.
heard things about
Not
Nao-chan's
at all.
size and Yuki-chan's shape.
Stop lying, Ted! We didn't talk about anything like that!
Wait, what about my shape? Have I changed somehow?
I have to give credit to Persona 3 for
You're
basically
letting him
being
get to
done,
you.
right? You got a
You're
little bit
being
of
manipulated.
Earthbound, you can walk around and talk to people if you want
Jeez,
to.
forget about it. Let's just enjoy
that was
our day
fairly brief.
skiing. Let's go, Senpai.
Hold it right there. Rise-san, don't you think you're being a little too, you've been hogging the same ski partner way too much?
Huh? But it works out so nicely. You and Yosuke Senpai are both on snowboards. Teddy and Yukiko Senpai keep taking the steep slopes and won't slow down for me. And Kanji seems to want to be with Naoto-kun.
Hey, what are you getting at?
So, it's only natural that I'd pair up with Senpai yesterday. He and I will take it slow. You don't have to worry about me. Come on, Senpai! Let's go!
Her logic is 100%
I think that
ironclad.
scenes like this
Well,
and
these people
sequences,
have
like
amazing
everything
ways of
from after we beat
persuading
Adachi
people.
to now, are
Why are you impressed?
the kind of thing that would be appropriate in Persona as a whole, but there's something to be
The
said
reason
for
we're on
ending the
this trip is for all
story
of
at
us to
the
make
like
some good
natural
memories
ending
of
point
spending time with Senpai.
and letting the
In other words,
you know,
we should all
consumer-
be trying to have some skiing time with him.
imagine how things are nice after that. But like dwelling in it, it's sort of like the Harry Potter epilogue, right? It's like, yeah, okay, that's
Sometimes
it's
when you
excessive.
say
Just
things,
let me
I wonder
think
if
that
you
that's
have
gonna
some
happen. You don't have to
hidden
be
agenda
like
behind them.
Albus Severus Potter.
Then I'm not
No.
snowboarding today. I'm switching to skis.
Hey, that's no fair. I want to leave my ski tracks of love with Sensei too.
Yeah.
Hey!
I feel like you do that
Why
after
don't
the
we let
credits or
Senpai
something,
decide
though.
for
You have a
himself?
clearer
Be
break.
honest and just make the call.
Whoa, wait a sec, everyone. I don't like where this is headed. Some of you sound like you're out for blood. Let's all enjoy the slopes together, okay?
That would be best. I concur.
Thanks for not answering before I could get that under control.
Really wanted to ski with you.
Wait, you were gonna choose me? I'd be too afraid for my life to enjoy any of the skiing. Well, let's go enjoy the slopes.
I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think there was anything you weren't good at, Naoto-kun. How's it going? Do you think you're ready to start going for real?
No, not at all.
Quit freaking out about it. Open up your legs and point your toes in, or else you're gonna speed up. Come on, keep your balance with your knees.
But if I stand with my feet further apart, I'll fall down for sure.
Like I keep saying, you'll be fine. Even if you do slide down, I'll catch you.
You're so nice, Kanji. You never said anything like that to me.
You already know how to ski. I don't have to teach you.
Well, if I ever do need someone to teach me, I definitely want someone nice like Senpai to do it. Right, Senpai?
They're doing that today too? It's more like falling than skiing.
Maybe
So
they
I
just don't know
intended
how to
to
stop.
stop around now
Oh, they ain't dead yet, so I
to
guess we
switch
can
to
stop
sub-block.
somehow.
But, and then I have
It's
to.
Chie Senpai and Yosuke
I don't think we've had a
Senpai.
save point since the skiing thing started.
Those two are looking good.
I'm I'm so jealous that they can snowboard. People who are good at it can look so cool. But I'm definitely more into skiing with you right now, Senpai. I feel bad that we're in other people's way, so shall we get going?
Please, wait!
And try to get
Can
stuff
you
set
stay
up
with
so
me
I can
until I
swap
reach the
over.
bottom? I have no idea which way I'll end up going.
Okay, last one there's a rotten egg. See you at the bottom.
Wait! Weren't you listening? I can't turn or stop!
Don't worry, someone's going to be there to catch you. Right, Kanji?
Huh? That's what. Right! Whoa, what are you getting so fired up about? I don't really see why you're so intense about this.
If you're gonna catch me, then I'm gonna jump right into your arms.
I can trust you then? Well, I'll be counting on you.
Jeez, you're too nervous, Naoto-kun. You just need to ski straight.
I know, right, Leon? And it's interesting because the game's generally
What's he
pretty
doing
good about
now?
giving
He's not even
you
wearing
save points
skis!
regularly. It's just it has a couple of these long, like, hour-long autoplay anime sequences.
I think I'm going to walk.
It'd be nice if they did a Final Fantasy 14 thing. Like, we know this is going to take forever, so we're going to try to help you out. Ask someone to accompany you down the slope. Just trying to get stuff set up for switching here during this.
Considering that we've been hitting these slopes for 2 days straight, I think I've gotten a lot better. Of course,
That
just
would've
when
been a
I
good
get the
place to
hang
give
of
you a chance
things
to
is the moment
save.
we have to leave. Happens every time.
What should I do? I'm going to be headhunted by the pros. I already have an exclusive contract with Juness.
Dude, there are no competitions where you slide downhill on your stomach.
Snow is weird. I've never seen it before. How does this stuff get in the sky in the first place?
It's the same as rain, but when it's too cold, it just freezes and falls as snow.
Wouldn't that make it like little lumpy ice balls that bonk you on the head and stuff? Ouch!
Why are you being so nitpicky?
Kind of mysterious, though. How these little whitewater flowers just tumble delicately from the sky. When you look up, you usually don't notice it, but I can understand how deep the sky is. I feel like I'm falling in.
Wow. I always had a feeling you were one of those warrior poet types, but I didn't see that coming.
Kanji's got the heart of a dreamy little girl.
Shut the hell up. You started this stupid conversation in the first place.
I just asked where snow comes from. I didn't start writing fairy tales about white flowers and falling into
Fairy
the sky and
tales?
stuff.
You picking a fight with me, Ted?
It's gonna get dark soon. It's starting to snow too, so we should be getting back. I think today's dinner had some actual meat. If we get there too late, that carnivore's gonna get it all.
Sounds fair.
Considering how active we've been today, it'll really suck if we don't get some dinner tonight. So, which way do we go to get back to the lodge?
I wasn't really paying attention.
Hey, we're
I wasn't
lost.
expecting it to start snowing this much.
Oh, is Rhyme snow
I thought
related?
we'd be able to see it from up here.
Cool. I know nothing about it.
How about you, Senpai?
It's just
You
super
remember the
recent
way?
release, like May.
I don't know,
Dude,
Lando.
are you
Marstead
sure?
looks a little bit lost.
This might be a ski area, but one wrong turn and we'll end up in the mountains.
Makes sense from the title. Yeah.
At least if worse comes to worse, I can just go into High Bear Nation. I read about that in a book.
Don't even think about it. You'll wake up in the afterlife.
In any case, let's get going. We can't dally around
It's a
with
very
the snow this
Japanese
much.
thing to say.
You're right. All right then, let's go.
trying to decide if I want to fast forward through this.
Still here, right?
You two, me, and... Hey,
Or if I
where's
want
Teddy?
to just stop and then
I'm
load and fast forward through
here.
it next
And
time.
no jokes like, that snowman's talking right now, please.
I wonder if this is longer because I decided to go skiing with the
This
guys.
isn't good. We're completely lost. And it's so cold that I'm gonna die.
Don't give up so easy. Show some guts.
Sure, nothing important happens. Don't worry about it. Spooky cabin.
Excuse me.
I know, right? Not even. Okay, they're cold. There's a fire. Okay.
What?
Maybe.
My.
Will you...
Okay, so they're
That thing turned on just
gonna get naked.
right.
I'm coming.
Me three.
Hey, wait up!
This seems like there's too much happening here.
Whoa, dude!
I'm trying to remember when I
What the
saved
hell
before
are you
this
doing?
started, though.
Quit fooling around!
We have to find out, right, Sim?
I could open next stream with fast forwarding through most of it, and maybe like holding the screen right before stream starts. Yeah. Almost to a save point. Something wrong with the TV, misunderstanding.
The TV just
Lost
turned
in a cottage, TV
So?
turned itself on.
From the looks of it, if what you are all saying.
That's what we've been saying.
Right.
This TV.
Hey,
We talking Final Fantasy XIV soon here? Anime cutscene. Yay! Oh, wait, if I was on fast forward, would it auto skip this cutscene or something? We're doing some Persona stuff, so that's.
that hurt.
Me apologize to Andrea that we're running late today. It's a Korok statue thing.
What the hell is this?
Didn't want to find out. Fair enough. This seems relevant. There we go.
Haniwa, it seems.
What is the Haniwa? A spirit statue or something? The look on Kanji's face is pretty great.
My.
Mai, you look like you need to save. Here's a save point before we discuss anything. It's
Excuse
Margaret.
me. Please forgive the slightly impolite invitation.
Yeah, they don't know who she is, do they?
Whoa. She's
Now's the. Who is?
She's my sweetheart.
what time?
Forgive me. We meet for the. I am a help.
I don't remember them in Yakutate. Looking for your friend Marie. That's why they all show up.
This, the closed realm.
Hollow
Created by
Forest.
her in the TV. It would
Somebody
seem.
made a reference to Hollow Forest earlier. Is it Adachi, maybe?
I do. But, and by. It would seem.
Whoa, hold. Marie?
I remember.
Lost her memories, lost in TV world, hiding herself in here. Disco eyeball that was kind of possessing Adachi-ish. We're gonna forget about Marie.
Ow!
Power of friendship will override amnesia. Need your help. Yeah, right? Go into another TV. I'd forget about Marie if I failed to complete the dungeon. Hurry to school. Yeah, right, prop. Alright, so we're 7 minutes over from when we were close. I can't skip this. One day, enter the TV. Okay. Yeah. They're not snow, it's flower petals. Marie's sad about poems and shit. Alright, hooray! We got to the save point. First try. Let's go ahead and start subblock. I gotta switch on to the PS4. We'll be back in a little bit, folks. We've artificially introduced our lives. We have to risk our lives saving her. Totally worth it.